Femur also is long tubular bone, like humerus, and it has middle part, which is called diaphysis or body, then proximal epiphysis, distal epiphysis. Let's begin from the proximal epiphysis. Proximal epiphysis contains the caput, caput ossis femoris, and on the medial surface of the caput is fossa capitis femoris. Then after the caput is narrow part of this bone, column, neck, and neck, lateral to the neck, we can find two big tubercles, two big projections, same like was on the humerus. But on the humerus they are called tuberculum majus, tuberculum minus, but these projections are called trochanter. This one, trochanter major, which faces upward, and trochanter minor, which is on the dorsal and inferior side. Two trochanters connect with one another on the posterior surface of the bone, but crista intertrochanterica, crest which is between two trochanters. But on anterior aspect, these two trochanters are connected by line, which is not so visible like crest. It is called linea intertrochanterica, intertrochanteric line. Then, on the body, anterior surface of the body is smooth, but on the posterior surface we can find structure which is called linea aspera. Linea aspera. This line, you can see it here, consists of two lips. One lip is lateral, another lip is medial. Two lips in the middle part of this bone pass very close to one another. That's why they form linea aspera. But then below, two lips separate from one another, like that. Lateral lip goes laterally, medial lip goes medially. And now they form triangular smooth surface, which is called facies poplitea, popliteal surface. This lateral lip continues into linea supracondylaris or epicondylaris lateralis, medial lip linea supracondylaris or epicondylaris medialis. Superiorly, these two lips also separate from one another. Lateral lip continues in the big tuberosity, which is called tuberositas glutea for gluteus muscle attachment, but medial lip continues into line, which is called linea pectinea, pectineal line. Then distal epiphysis. Distal epiphysis consists of two condyles. One condyle, this one, is bigger, and it is called medial condyle. Lateral condyle is smaller. Two condyles on the posterior surface, not anterior, but on the posterior, are separated from one another by deep fossa, which is called fossa intercondylaris. But anteriorly, articular surface of one condyle continues into articular surface of another condyle. And this junction in the middle is called facies patellaris, for articulation with patella. Patella articulates here. Facies patellaris. That is all. How to identify right or left? Caput is on the proximal end of the bone, means superior. Caput faces medially, and linea aspera is on the posterior surface. So this bone is left. Understood? No, and last bone is patella. Patella is the biggest sesamoid bone, and it has narrow upper, which faces downward, and wide basis, which faces upward. Then it has two surfaces. Look, one surface is not smooth, is irregular. It is called facies anterior, but contralateral surface is smooth. It participates in formation of the knee joint. That is why it is called facies articularis. That is all. How to identify right or left? Narrow part apex faces downward, articular surface faces backward posteriorly, but you can find that articular surface by the crest can be divided into two parts, which are not equal. One part is bigger, another is smaller. Bigger part must be lateral. but smaller medial. That's why apex inferior, articular surface posterior, and its bigger portion faces to the lateral side. This bone is left. That's it.